Mine was muted. Okay, there we go. Okay, are we ready? Are we live? Hey, we are live, everybody. What the heck? Okay, it's a rough start today. Are we really live? Caught me off guard. All right, hang on. And that's why you stay muted. Yeah, we're like, what the? Okay, everybody, today is November 12th, Thursday. It's Coffee with kpro and Cow. We got some updates to go through tonight. It may be a short show, though. We're a little both wiped out.
We got some stuff to say.
All right, here we go.
It's open when it's light, it's open when it's dark. It's the treasure hunt amusement park. Masquerade and Forrest Fenn are closed, but there are plenty more rides than just those. There's Beacon Star and Treasure Man, Vegas Die and Oak Island. Give them a try and you'll be smiling. This place never closes, that's for certain. There's always a reason to keep searching. Boots on the ground, look, look, look. Your ticket to the ride is the book. The dream of the treasure is the hook. The dream of the treasure is the hook. Keep searching forever, start searching now. Grand adventures with kpro and Cow. The secret, a gypsy's kiss, the whistle pig. Come watch our show, win a prize, little or big. This place never closes, that's for certain. There's always a reason to keep searching. Boots on the ground, look, look, look. Your ticket to the ride is the book. The dream of the treasure is the hook. The dream of the treasure is the hook.
Okay, kpro, give them some updates.
Hi, everybody. We do have lots of updates tonight, and I will say it's the longest day ever. It was such a long day. You guys saw my Raider Rita. If you don't know what that is, it's actually a black colored margarita with gold sugar around it. And the guy was so nice. I said, I've had such a hard night. It's been a really, really long day. It's been a really, really long week. I said, I'll take a Bud Light. He came to me and he goes, I think this is what you need. So you guys saw what I got. I put it up on Facebook because I was like, wow. And of course, I have my red cup of water now. How you doing, Mike?
I'm good. You got to mute.
I know.
I'm good. Yeah, we wanted to go over some updates tonight. We all know the biggest one, or not the biggest one, but the one that's happening hopefully tonight, and that's the Great U.S. Treasure Hunt coming out tomorrow, but we're hoping at midnight, which would mean 9 p.m. for us on the Pacific side of the world, and that's in just like 2 hours. So won't that be interesting if it does in fact drop? That's how AGK's did, so we're hoping this one does too.
Okay, well, I have lots of other updates than that. Okay, so a few things happening with the Great U.S. Treasure Hunt. If you have not watched AGK and Amy Seek's show this week, we'll go and review their shows. The really cool part about Dave, his name is Dave, is he's funny and he's fun and he's giving little tidbits of information. I won't call it like a flat out hint or a clue. I'll just say a little bit tidbits of information that is teeing up this hunt. So I'm really excited. And several have asked, are people willing to partner up? Our Zooms that we're going to Zoom tonight. I'd like to Zoom when we actually launch and see if anybody wants to Zoom or wants to partner up, because I think some are going to be obviously all throughout the country. We can't be all places at once. And I think the biggest thing is, I think we'll know in the first day or so, maybe 2 days, is this going to be broken loose quick? I know several people that thought they had AGKs cracked within a week. We're going to see if that's the case or not. Like Randy has said, popcorn hunts, they're okay, but they're popcorn. When you feel like a filet mignon, or you feel like popcorn. It's just depending on which one. Popcorn meaning how quickly can you solve it? How quick can you get out? Johnny's that get solved within an hour or so. The golden ticket, I think that's what it's called. The David Stephanie's ones, they get solved before the hunt's even on sometimes. I don't know about U.S. Treasure Hunt, because U.S. Treasure Hunt, or Great U.S. Treasure Hunt, has said it's going to take a while, but look what happened to Toby and Shelly. They know this community and this group as well as anyone, and how treasure hunts work. And theirs got found very quickly. I will tell you, Mike is buying it and I'm buying it. Why is that? One, it's $7.77. Second, I want to be able to have it on my device. There's probably some way we could get through. Just go buy it and buy one for a friend and then another friend, and it's $7.77. That's a good luck charm.
Well, who doesn't like popcorn? One, if it is, but what I'm hoping is that we all read it and we all just go, huh? There's no obvious clues here. Like, what the heck? And we've really got to go line by line and try and take it apart. I'm hoping there's no obvious solution, so it will last a while. We will do Zooms on it. Actually, the Zoom tonight, when we get done going live, I'm going to send the invite out at 9 p.m. for the private Zoom for tonight. I'm going to wait until 9 p.m. and I want to see if us on the, is that the cat? I want to see if we actually get it at 9 p.m. tonight. If we do, I'm not saying I'll show it and read it, wink, but everybody in the Zoom, you had to have bought it. That's all I'm saying, and we'll go over it. But yeah, give me a break. Once we get done here, give me about an hour. Go ahead, kpro.
I was going to say, breaking news. Moisture Eyes says Bobby D has already solved it. And I've already told Bobby D I'm going to bribe you handsomely. One thing, JK is in the room. For those of you that helped with the bail money, I just want to be really appreciative that JK has been freed. He is okay. Those of you that
you know what we're talking about.
So every once in a while in the AGK room, some people get banned and there's nothing they can do. That was right in the middle of the show, and JK, he was the nicest guy ever. It happened to him. It's happened to me before.
And say they get banned.
Let's just say sometimes moderators click one name and then accidentally hit another. So that's what I think happened. I don't know what happened. It doesn't even matter. That we don't need to know the charges. We just need to know that he is free. And so he just actually said it in the room. JK, can you tell me something? I have a couple of frogs. Is that the one that you gave me? If you could let me know if that's the one you gave me, because I have a story about this frog. I think this is the one. I got two. Actually, I got three when I was up in Yellowstone. And I believe you were the one that gave me this, but I can't remember if it was this one or the other one. So please let me know. Welcome back to YouTube world, Bobby D says. Go ahead, Mike.
I was just wondering how many people in the chat have pre-ordered the Great U.S. Treasure Hunt and you were waiting for it. Just give a thumbs up in the chat. Give a thumbs up to the video and super chat's on. You guys always know that. But give a thumbs up emoji or whatever. Say yes in the chat. I'm just wondering how many people have bought it, pre-ordered, and they're waiting for it. Like all of us or what? Or you know what? Maybe a better question is, JK Pioneer says no. Why not? In other words, why wouldn't you for $7?
No, he's saying no to my frog, silly goose.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Yep, Ryan's got it. I've got it. kpro still has to buy it, but as soon as I tell her I have it, she's going to buy it right away. Okay. No matter.
Oh no, honey, darling, baby. You know what this gets me? Go buy it, honey, and give it to me as a present in the next hour.
Oh yeah, I have to buy it. I didn't realize that. Well, I've got to do it on your device so you can get it. So, but we'll figure that out. All right. Looks like everybody cattle mutilations are up this week. Nice, Tony. Czar, it's not 45 minutes. Isn't it an hour and 45 minutes? But we'll see. That's just it. It was funny to me because David Steele didn't know. He's like, yeah, we've never really pre-ordered anything off Amazon. We don't know what time it's coming out. So I thought that was kind of funny. Anybody else?
The only reason AGK knew is because of us or you, when you're like, Toby, great book. And he's like, what? I thought it was a few more hours. So yeah, that happened. So U.S. Treasure Hunt. We know you guys all know about it. We're excited about it. I think everybody's excited about it. This is the one that seems to have I'll say decent enough prize that we're getting more excited than some of the smaller hunts. It's not a multi-million-dollar hunt that doesn't even have a city announced yet, and they're less than 3 weeks away. It's passing some of the tests of just, it seems like it's going to be a good hunt. But again, you make those judgments that you want to. So that's U.S. Treasure Hunt. The other one, biggest news, I think ever, many were questioning if the world-renowned Las Vegas hunt, Jingle Bell Rock, was going to launch. And guess what? It is launching. Mike, when is it launching?
Is it the 15th? Actually, the 16th.
Monday.
Monday, the 16th. Yeah, so that'll be cool. Jingle Bell Rock, $10,000 here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Kpro walked right by it last time, but that's okay. We're going to be on it this time. I hope we can figure it out and be there at least to have a chance to find it. But it's like 5 clues a day for the next 3 or 4 weeks. It's crazy. Did they say we're going to end it by December 11th? Is that correct?
Yeah, so they've also, so I did a live show. Gosh, it was like 7 or 8 in the morning. I think it was 8:10, right after they announced, and then they put up the rules since then. So I'm going to do another show before their Monday show. And one of the things is by the 11th, they are saying that they need
4 weeks. That's a month. So yeah, that would be awesome. Hopefully
yeah, but that's really early. I heard U.S. Treasure Hunt sold 250,000 books. No comment. No, I don't think they did. Okay, so those are the two what I'm considering really exciting hunts coming out, because we're in this tough spot right now. We've had some hunts go out of commission for a little bit, and so Mike, I want you to give the update on our hunt, because it's big, huge.
Yeah, it is breaking news. But first, the great U.S. treasure hunt, Mr. David Steele, is in the chat. And he says, okay, guys, I just wanted to drop in and say hello to everyone. Good luck. And please don't solve all 4 clues tomorrow. Thanks. Now I'm going to go throw up. Have fun. I think it'll be fine. Does anybody else think maybe David Steele is the Theco master? Huh? Anybody? you know, he's talking third person, but.
Well, you know, the one thing that I'm getting feedback on is, after being on the 3 shows between the 3 different shows, you interviewed him, Amy did, and Toby and Shelley did, is don't give hints. Like, I think we all worry it's going to be like when we've done our hunts, it's going to be solved in a day. But if it's not, after a week, let it go a month, let it go 2 months, let it go 3 months. Like, don't start dropping hints. Some people thought there's already too many hints. I'll leave that to others, but I'll just say, don't give too many hints. Don't do it.
It will be.
Hold on.
I'm interested in trying to find one and doing a boots on the ground, you know, if it's within driving distance, but I'm really interested to see how they Theco master, how he has encoded these hints in the story, because it's just text. We've been told it's just text, no illustrations. I'd like to, you know, it's going to be interesting to see how they do this. Latitude, longitude, Morse code. What else? Wordplay? I don't know. That's what we got to figure out.
Yeah, no GPS. He already confirmed no GPS, but he says he doesn't know the last one. So I don't know. Does he know? No.
You're right.
Well, we don't want all the hunts to be solved with GPS. We already know Forrest was. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say too much?
All right, everybody. Breaking news on the Kpro Cow Grand Adventure tribute to the chase. We have a start date, everybody. We have a start date of 1 week from today, November 19th at 6 p.m. Pacific. That's 1 hour before we go live. I will send out the PDF to everybody that is paid. So you've got 7 days, less than 7 days, to order it and be on the list and be ready to rock and roll when it comes out. Here's the thing. And then that Zoom that night is going to be for our treasure hunt. So the Zoom, the private Zoom that we hold on November 19th is only going to be for those who have pre-ordered our hunt. You're only going to get a Zoom invite if you are one of the people that have purchased the Grand Adventure, and that Zoom will be for those people. I'll put the PayPal link in the chat, and it is $25 with $5 going to the prize pool. So yeah, chaseopley@gmail.com if you got any questions. And yeah, you guys can get the PDF, be surprised, and it will explain everything you have to do. Or maybe it won't. You'll see, and you just have to figure it out. We in Kpro, we took the best elements of both of our Grand Adventures and some of these other treasure hunts we see. And we think, yeah, Bobby D says, that's right around the corner. That's 1 week from tonight. So if you get stuck on the great U.S. treasure hunt and you're frustrated and you just can't do anything, purchase ours. You'll get it next Thursday. And yeah, we'll go from there.
See, I want to give you guys a little bit more insight. So we sat down after you guys did the last Grand Adventure, and I think it was between 50 and 60 people gave us feedback. So we decided we needed to do something more logical and focused like Mike's, but has more imagination. So it's not Codebreaker Charlie. So it's not cipher heavy. So we sat down, we got a concept. I put the entire thing together, just thinking, okay, I'll put it together and then I'll give it to Mike and he can add to it, etc. He said, honey, it always starts out not in a good way when he says honey, because that means you're going to be mad at me by the end of the sentence. I decided to completely redo it. I have this new concept and I kind of like the new concept. So that means the 10, 15 hours that I had spent so far embedding clues, we already had the story, embedding clues and things. Guess what? Gone. So little frustrated. But this is what we do in treasure hunting. I said, okay, let me start again. Went with the new concept. I did that all again. Then Mike said, no, I have a totally different idea now. Okay, so a little frustrated. I'm not going to lie. And that's when I put up on Facebook, like, okay, completely redid it a second time. I do have to say, I just got what's near the final version and we are now collaborating again. I think it's going to be awesome. But again, like anyone is, like U.S. Treasure Hunt Dave was just in here saying, I'm going, is this going to be solved in a day or is it going to take someone a year? It's going to be one or the other. I don't think it's going to be anywhere in between if we don't give hints. So that's what we're working on now. We're tweaking it right now. We're tweaking it, little tweaks, little baby tweaks. That's all. So, but it is fun because Mike, your mind works so differently than mine. That's probably a really good thing. But it is, I will say to me, it's a frustrating process because I get wrapped up in it and I don't like to waste time, but this is a process where wasting time's okay because you get to the final product. Anyway, so, okay.
Let me just say this. We didn't scrap everything we did. We refine it. We make little changes, maybe big changes, but we refine it to make it a better treasure hunt. That's what I call it and what I think it was. And yeah, this one might be a foot race. It may not be that difficult. It's what Randy would call a popcorn hunt because guess what, everybody? It's only about 3 pages. It's not long. It's not long at all. It's a PDF. You will receive a PDF in the mail. It's only about 3 pages. It's not difficult. So we'll see. Some awesome prizes. Forrest Fenn's personal arrowhead. Chase Opley signed by Forrest Fenn. A Fenbury map signed by Forrest Fenn. I believe it was number 75 out of 350. A big assortment of coins. There's right now.
Mabel.
Yeah, the Amazing Mabel, the books by Charmaine Allred. That original book you'll get. There's so many other things. 3D Bronze made an awesome coin holder. It looks just like this one right here, but it's personalized on the inside. And you get a numbered Forrest Fenn coin. I believe it was number 354, but don't hold me to that. Yeah, and one person is going to win all that. Plus, the prize pool is at $150 right now. That's included. Mr. Clue, how are you? Let us know when the next treasure hunt's coming out since we're doing updates. Yeah, I'm trying to remember what else. There were so many cool things. An original pottery shard from the San Lazaro Pueblo that Forrest had. So the tribute to the chase is the prize pool. And we've mentioned the story, and that is that the shy guy from back east is putting the treasure chest for display on a casino here in Vegas, and it gets stolen, and they've got to figure out who stole it and try and get it back. So actually what we're doing, it's kind of our grand adventure kind of parallels the great U.S. treasure hunt. We're only releasing the first 2 chapters, and then we're going to see how this goes, and then we'll do the rest of the story later with another grand adventure. So David Steele, we invite you to buy into the grand adventure. We'll buy yours, you buy ours, and let's compare notes. Who knows? Maybe we'll combine down the road.
Well, and here's the cool part. I guarantee he might be throwing up tonight, and that's only a little bit of a joke. So to get your mind away from worrying about all these people that are figuring this out, and it looks so close and this and that, come buy into ours, laugh at ours, learn from ours. I think we learn from each other. One day I want to own an escape room, and I guarantee going to all the different escape rooms is a fun way. Nomadic Man, have kpro, have you been contacted by any news, media, documentarian, congressional spokesperson, humans regarding using your video clips? Today, yes. Oh, wait, have you been contacted? Yes. There's my answer. I'm going to get better at news conferences because I'm going to have to. Yes. There you go. I answered questions. And so you need to put at kpro, or you can super chat and make sure to thumbs up and subscribe so you're in the know. I'm so honored tonight. Cannot stand it. I'm so excited. This is like, I won't say the Super Bowl because the Super Bowl is one big event. I don't know what the equivalent of this is in sports, where there's a bunch of different events all happening in the same week. U.S. Treasure Hunt, 1 week from now, is ours. Jingle Bell Rock releases on Monday. I mean, this is the greatest time of year when we're all slowing down, just trying to make it to Thanksgiving. We're going to have Thanksgiving to work on all these things. Yeah, so there you go. So we know U.S. Treasure Hunt. We went over Jingle Bell Rock. We went over our hunt. I just answered breaking news on the Forrest Fenn hunt. There's some good stuff coming out soon. What else do we have, Michael? This is where you talk, Michael.
Yeah, I was trying to type something. Zozo, that's just the fictional story of our grand adventure. She's like, she got stolen. What? Yeah. The treasure is at Camp Crystal Lake. I was just going to mention JK Pioneer. Friday the 13th is tomorrow, which is awesome for the Great U.S. Treasure Hunt coming out. We thought of releasing the grand adventure tomorrow. We thought of doing that competition, but we wouldn't do that to Mr. David Steele. We wouldn't do that to the Great U.S. Treasure Hunt. We'll do it next Thursday right before we go.
Oh my gosh. We were totally going to do it a week ago, but Mike is a procrastinator and didn't get his crap done, is what I have to say. You can quote me on that, y'all.
Because I can, says he just bought in. Thank you very much. Mr. Clue says Thanksgiving will be a great time for treasure hunts. So it sounds like Mr. Clue's treasure hunt may come out around Thanksgiving. Any idea the treasure, what we're going to be looking for, Mr. Clue? Because we know you are very fond of gold. And if anybody knows anything, it's I want the gold. So one of these I'm going to win. kpro wants the gold too, but she got the rock instead, the love rock. Okay. I will want to say a lot of people are RSVPing for the World Series of Fenn. Again, if you're going to make it, please let us know. Some people have gotten wedding invites from us. If you can make that, please let us know. And the other side of that coin is if you can't make it, let us know, because it frees up maybe for somebody else to be invited. So if you just know, if you're in the chat and we're like, Mr. Clue, we expect you to be at the World Series of Fenn. But if you're like, I know I'm not going to be there, just let us know. We expect everybody in the chat to be at the World Series of Fenn. We got some fun things happening. What?
Wait, so I will say, if you're not coming to World Series of Fenn, you don't need to tell us.
Oh, I want to know.
So you want 500 people to email you, I'm not coming to the World Series of Fenn.
Sure. Because then when you ask me, I can say that I know they're not coming. Yes.
Okay. I would say definitely if you got a wedding invite, I'm just going to be honest. We're over numbers because of COVID. COVID can always change and things can always change. But right now we are over numbers. We're going to figure it out no matter what happens. But we have quite a few. Yeah. And I know, Loki, you're already in. But I know quite a few that haven't responded. I know some people are up in the air. Just tell us what you're thinking. But things are a little panicked. I'm not panicked. I got the wedding dress. I got my maid of honor dress. I got a veil today. That's all I need. And my fella. But there's a million different things to bring together. So definitely for the wedding piece, because that is actually, we're going to make anything work with the poker tournament, but we actually have some hard stops and some things that are going to be a challenge. So anyway, and this is for Nomadic Madman, and you might need to sign a release because there might be more than one set of film crews there because they have asked, which I'm not sure why that's news. I think it's just because Searcher's there, but it's hilarious.
Not confirmed yet. Well, in my opinion, not confirmed yet, but a definite possibility. It's going to be a big party. So just come. We're going to talk Forrest Fenn. We're going to talk all these other treasure hunts. We're going to talk popcorn hunts. Randy, we expect you to be there. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Ryan Matthews says, Mr. Clue, I bet you could make a hunt out of Ticket to Ride. I've heard of Ticket to Ride, never played it. Mr. Clue, if you're going to do another board game hunt, it has to be the game Clue. You are Mr. Clue. Do it out of the game Clue. That would be an awesome one. Yeah, so let us know. Tony Henman says, count me in. That's awesome. It'd be good to see. You're the event champion, World Series of Fenn event champion last year. You have to repeat. Come back and try and repeat, Tony, in the poker tournament. It's going to be an adventure for sure. Gallatin Ghost says we are in a hotel, but we will do something cool for him tomorrow. Oh, he's talking about Nomadic Madman. Okay, sorry. That's right, Tony. World Series of Fenn champ. Uh-oh, Mr. Clue says breaking news. You are definitely correct. Now I got to go buy Ticket to Ride. Are you serious? All right. Uh-oh, Nomadic Madman says I bought 25 pounds of rice for the wedding. I thought they didn't allow people to do that.
They do not allow it. That like harms the birds. That can, there's a bunch of things. We got caution. There's actually several things. I almost don't want to tell our invitees because they are kind of shenanigans people. These are the things we get fined for. Rice is one of them. So, but there's a few things that we're not allowed to do in our venue. And again, I don't know. We have an ornery group. We have a wild and crazy group, but there'll be some fun surprises. So anyway.
Low Keat says they're staying at MGM Grand. So that's awesome. Ryan says Catan and Ticket to Ride is what I've played with my family over the internet during the pandemic, which is awesome. Ticket to Ride is much easier to play, Amy says. That's good. Amy, you can be our consultant once again. Just kidding. Don't want to cause any problems or confusion for anybody. Okay, so JK Pioneer says, I was thinking Bally's. Yeah, Bally's is where the majority of things are going to happen. I will say that. Here's the other thing. So somebody said, I think it was Bobby, said November is going to be a great month for treasure hunts. We're hoping U.S. Treasure Hunt comes out tonight. If not, we'll have it tomorrow. A week from today on November 19th, we've got kpro and Cow's Grand Adventure Tribute to the Chase with some awesome Forrest Fenn memorabilia as the prize, plus cash. And then on November 26th, it sounds like Mr. Clue is going to release his. And then at the end of the month, I forget the exact date, but the end of the month, that Mad Hatter book comes out. Another treasure hunt.
And Jingle Bell Rock on the 16th.
And Jingle Bell Rock is Monday. So yeah, treasure hunts everywhere. So it's awesome.
Wait, so if our Zooms, when we have 1 or 2 hunts going on, go until 5 a.m., are we just going to go around the clock 24/7 for the like the rest of 2020? Because 2020 sucks, and we're going to get through it together. I
never thought of that. What if I open up a Zoom at 8 a.m. and let it go all day for all the people that aren't night owls, for all the morning people, and just, you know, it's a place for people to come in and discuss. That's kind of an idea. Let me think about that one.
I think the only morning people are the ones that work graveyard, and that's like the end of their shift. Because the other morning people, like Cynthia's a morning person, but she's out on like bike rides in the early morning, and she made it home, and I just got a message from her, so I need to call her. So she's been all over the country. She's a wild and crazy lady, but she's been having fun, which is great. Yeah. Okay.
The other thing is, I wanted to make, there's 2 rides in the Treasure Hunt Amusement Park that not too many people know about, at least not too many people have ridden them. And those are a little tiny book called The Whistle Pig, which is also an older treasure hunt. So I think we should do a show on that because I don't think too many people are familiar with it. And what I was thinking of doing is actually a Facebook Live instead of YouTube. I was going to try Facebook Live because I don't know anything about making a video on Facebook, but I thought that'd be a good way to try it. The Whistle Pig, and the other one that's not well known, that's been around for about 10 years, is the Hunt for History in Indiana. Another very interesting hunt. The creator recently made an update on his Facebook page, and the prize for that is 12 pounds of silver. Not 12 ounces, 12 pounds of silver. And here's the really cool part. It's not a proxy item, everybody. It's at 12 pounds of silver is actually there waiting for you to find. How many ounces are in 12 pounds? What's that, like 190? If they're silver coins, 1 ounce coins, it's like 190 coins or something. So yeah, at some point, and again, I'm not saying it's going to be in the next month, but before the end of the year, I want to make a video on the Hunt for History, the Whistle Pig. I want to do those live on Facebook. So I will look into doing those on Facebook.
Okay, so the big things that we know is lots of new hunts. We have our existing hunts. We still have Vegas Die going. Is Theo the one that has the not the Theodosia is still going.
Theodosia, nobody's ever going to find it.
Yeah, no, the one that's with the keys, the cipher one.
Oh, Enigma of Dolos. Yes, the Enigma of Dolos is still going on. Niamo Spec is still going on. Yeah, those though, without hints, I don't think anybody's cracking any of those, in my opinion. 12 ounces per troy pound, and there's 12 pounds, 144 ounces, 144 coins, something like that. But anyway, we'll get into that when we make the video. It's just cool that the actual coins are there. It's not a proxy.
Okay, and let's do a quick and short update on Forrest Fenn's hunt. The hunt is over if you don't know, but we're still waiting for the overall full story. So someone asked me the other night, and I went and looked into it. There is still some activity in relation to both cases. So both cases have transitioned over to, so they were suing Forrest Fenn, and now obviously Forrest has passed. So now they're suing the estate. In one case, so there's the Arizona and Chicago. That's all I will say about individuals, because they don't deserve names. They just, we have one lawsuit from a person in Chicago, one lawsuit with a person in Arizona. And there's some question. One of the motions that was filed is Carl still going to be, Carl Sumner was the attorney on record. Is he still going to be the attorney of record? So there were some motions filed with the Chicago attorney or the Chicago lawsuit, asking for confirmation of that. There's a little bit of back and forth and information that went to the judge. The Arizona lawsuit has actually been waiting for the judge's ruling for probably, I would say, at least a few weeks. Like they said over on Thor, we've been waiting a while now, or at least it feels like a while. So we don't have a ton of new updates when it comes to the lawsuits. There is some quote unquote breaking news, because the grave site, Find a Grave, did update. It seems from the family that Forrest and Peggy will be down in Temple at the Hillcrest Cemetery. Cynthia went to the Hillcrest Cemetery within the last week, and they are not there. She did go and pay respects to his parents, and left some flowers and things, but he and Peggy are not there at this time. I don't know if they're trying to let things settle from some of the sensitivities that searchers have right now, and maybe through time. I'm not sure exactly what's happening, but it was announced, and I've known this for a little while, but I think it's gonna be held off for a little bit, or at least when I talk to the family. There is going to be a plaque in the memorial in Santa Fe for Forrest, in the Veterans Memorial. So he will have a plaque there. That is not where he will have his remains, but that is where searchers can pay tribute. I think they're waiting for COVID to subside more than it is now, so they don't want a lot of people traveling, that sort of thing. But that is somewhere that we can all pay our last respects once, from what I understand, and Cynthia put out, the plaque is complete, but they're not going to put it in its place yet until COVID passes a little bit. So I know a lot of people wanted to kind of pay their condolences, and that's going to be their closure piece. So you have that information. So we've gone over new hunts, new amusement park rides that are opening. We have the existing hunts as well, and Randy just entered the room. So I can say also Beacon Star has not been solved. William, wonder if Forrest wanted Peggy and him at this special place. My understanding is no, William. I believe he had some foresight of what was going to be happening, and his wishes are going to be followed, as far as I know. So I do not believe so, and I believe what they want is what he wanted, they wanted, and the family really discussed. They were pretty open, from what I understand. So this wasn't a surprise. Again, I've told you, like, if you go into Forrest Den, you knew there was little tags, almost like a garage sale, but they had little tags on a lot of the items. And that was just so there was no confusion after he passed of who gets what. The only thing I did not see tagged, and I looked, was Sitting Bull's Peace Pipe. I was interested in who was going to be getting that. I don't know who's going to be getting that. Most of the other items had various names of grandkids, kids, etc. So that is the new hunts coming up, the existing hunts that are continuing to happen. We are going to do a Zoom tonight. If you get your book right at 9, we're going to start digging into that. And then anything else, Mike? And then, yeah, there's going to be some Forrest Fenn stuff, I think, coming up. It's exciting. It's fun. Mike has sworn me to secrecy. I'm not really good at that. So I'm going to mute myself so then Mike can talk.
Also, Bobby reminded us all that Fandango ends at the end of this month. So I hope the day they end it, I hope the solution comes out like the next day. I hope they don't make people wait weeks and weeks for the solution to come out. But as soon as that solution comes out, me and kpro, of course, we will go live from the Treasure Hunting Amusement Park to go over the solution with all of you. And that will be interesting, especially for people that have been boots on the ground that have actually looked for it. So I thought the 26th, which is Thanksgiving, was the end date, but I could be wrong. We'll see. But in next 2 weeks, it's over.
Oh, and breaking news too. Toby went on just before it was a pre-recorded. He is having a show next Wednesday, and he has the Mad Hatter is a new hunt coming up. I don't know which day they release. He is going to be interviewing them, and they are actually their giveaway that night was their AGK book that they had already transcribed to Forrest Fenn, who obviously gave something for has that letter in the envelope. And then Casey says, don't forget the Blackbeard hunt. Mike.
Oh, we don't forget the Blackbeard hunt. We know exactly what we think of the Blackbeard hunt. But I would just, have to buyer beware. Every ride says you got to be this tall to ride it, and beware your own risk. You guys remember carnivals, right? Carnies? That kind of amusement park. Yeah, some of those rides you don't want to get on. But yeah, that you make your own decision. I hope it's legit. I hope the first one's found. One of them to legitimize it. But we'll see. You guys saw the interviews they've done. Yeah, make your own decision. Me and kpro won't be buying one, but that's because they're not in Nevada. I'm glad it's not in Nevada, where I don't have to think I want to get one, but I don't want to get one. So I'm kind of glad it's not here.
And I will say, and I said this in the Zoom the other night, I was asked to be a part of an interview panel. The guidelines that they gave to be able to interview people from the Blackbeard hunt was not something I would be willing to do. I wanted to be able to, it just didn't mesh with me. So we have declined that opportunity. They declined early on when I said kind of how I would like it to roll out. I just wanted kind of open, honest, transparency discussions on any topic kind of things. And that didn't seem to mesh. So we weren't able to come together. That doesn't mean there's anything wrong. I mean, just because different people have different thoughts about what PR looks like, that's okay. And so no, at this point, we have not been able to come together on an agreeable set of rules of how an interview would occur. So anyway, yeah, that's all we have to say on the Blackbeard hunt. I hope those of you that have purchased and are able to either get the refunds you're continuing to request, or there's an actual hunt that has, I think we're 2.5 weeks out now. Hopefully they're able to announce shortly one of the cities. They say they're going to be scheduling all 10 cities in 2.5 weeks. So yeah, so oh my goodness. Okay, so that's is there any other rides we haven't discussed? Any other questions that you guys have? Anything else? Because I will say by the end of 2020, I think it's still going to be an really interesting year. Gosh, it's going to be an interesting year. Mike, any questions? Anything else? See, he gets distracted. He disappears on me. I could say anything right now.
I think we covered it. We're all ready for the great. And I'm thinking we're gonna get it early. Everybody gets it at the same time. It's just it's a different time that we get it. That's all. A little bit easier to read at 9 p.m. than midnight for some people. But yeah. Casey Moss says, did Candy get a call about being on the show yet? I don't know what that means. Do you?
Yeah, Blackbeard has. They're going to start filming with networks. They said they haven't chosen which networks and which production crews yet, but in about 2.5 weeks, they're going to have all that set up, all the people identified, all of the filming strategy done. It's going to be a busy couple of weeks. And Candy was one that had applied, and I'm going to let Candy answer. I think Candy is really good at digging into and having opinions about things that she researches. So I'm going to let her She's communicated some things with me. My answer is, if I were to guess, no, Casey, but I think she has some other interesting things that could be said. But I'm definitely going to let her answer that herself.
And we got to give a big thank you to Copper Dan. Copper Dan is the searcher who sent us our statue. He is the searcher who sent this cipher, which has been decoded finally. You did good on the cipher. I didn't get it. Shout out to Bobby, who basically decoded it for me and gave me the hints on how to decode it, all that kind of fun stuff. So, yeah, thanks, Doc Copper Dan. We do appreciate it. We showed what it was. It was a caricature statue of me and kpro from last show, I believe. And Amy, yes, the Grand Adventure is totally armchair. All you need for the Grand Adventure is an email address to communicate with us, to send in your answer, in other words, and the internet. You definitely need the internet to go to some websites to research, to do that kind of stuff. That's all you need. And you need to get in your $25 buy-in to the PayPal account by Thursday, 1 week from today, Thursday the 19th. By 6 p.m. is when that 6 p.m. Pacific is when that PDF is going out to everybody at the same time. Of course, you can buy in after that if you so choose to. $5 from every buy-in will go to the prize pool, and just some awesome, a big collection of coins, just various coins and pins. And yeah, it'll just be a fun collection for somebody to go through. There's some pocket watches in there. There's some old BMW and Mercedes-Benz pins. There's just all kinds of stuff. So.
Okay, a couple of things. Bobby wants to make sure it was Bobby and Laurel that cracked this.
Laurel. Shout out to Laurel. Thank you.
Yep. And then Randy wants everyone to know, if you saw his last video, everyone to know he does not have an email address, everyone. He doesn't. He does not. he's very clear about not responding to emails, not responding to people. And so in his last video.
Email him. Everybody should email Randy. Everybody loves it when he emails them. That sundial you showed was really pretty cool. I was thinking of ordering one of those because that was really awesome. I've never seen a miniature one that you can hang before. So it was really cool. Yeah, I think that's it, to tell you the truth. I know we were going to wrap it up a little. It's already 7:47. See how quick an hour goes by. Pocket sundial, that's right. But yeah, we will do the Zoom. But if this thing, the U.S. treasure hunt, does drop in an hour and 12, then we're going to do the Zoom then so that we can discuss and kind of read it together. Hopefully it does. We don't know that for sure. You'd think Amazon would tell you the time, but they don't. So we'll just have to wait and see. So if you want to be in on the Zoom and you're not already on the list, you guys know if you're already on the list, just email me. And like in an hour and a little bit, we'll jump in the Zoom and talk. I do have a cipher I want you guys to look at. Maybe you can help me out with something that's not related to any of these hunts we talked about. So, okay.
Well, and weren't you going to talk about the other Neil Patrick Harris thing, or is that what you're talking about?
Whenever we have time. That's something else. That's actually something else as well. So yeah, a flip side's in the chat. He says my live solve video will be coming out soon. Okay. All right. Well, we look forward to that. Let us know when that's coming out. That's all I got. What about you, kpro?
That's the highlights for today. So we know that next Thursday's show is going to be about our hunt. But if you have anything for Monday, we're going to be probably talking about, that's the day that a Jingle Bell Rock comes out. We're going to be a couple days into U.S. treasure hunt, and then preparing for the Mad Hatter. So those are the couple that are happening. But my gosh, there is going to be some craziness over the next few days. I think the hardest part for me, and tell me this, Mike, I almost think I'm going to go. I feel like Jingle Bell Rock, even though it's being released on Monday, there's not going to be anything to do for a week or so. They usually do non-confirmers. So that's the first thing for them. But when it comes to U.S. treasure hunt, I think by the end of today, by midnight, if we get it at 9, I think we're going to know, oh, wow, these are some major hints. I'm going to be able to, I might not have figured it out tonight, but this is going to be a foot race soon. Let's dive into it. And then figuring out that, like, our hunt coming out. So it's going to be kind of it's going to be a buffet, if you will. And you get to, decide what one you're going to be focused the most on, and, all that. So
what's funny is if we do get it tonight and in a Zoom, we talk about it, we go over it, the great U.S. treasure hunt. If we were to actually get a location, kpro would jump in the car and go. I mean, if it's within, say, what, 5 hours, you just drive. You'd be like, I'm on my way. 4 a.m., she'd be out there. For first light, be looking for it, which I think is funny, which is good, though. And I sincerely hope that with all these treasure hunts we've mentioned, somebody that's watching, somebody in the chat solves one of these. Congratulations to Bobby. He got one recently, which is awesome. And I hope one of us, including me and kpro, solve one of these treasure hunts. And if the Zooms that we do can help, well, then that's just all the better.
Yeah, and you guys think about that. So right now I'm in Vegas. I will say that I'm going to be doing some traveling soon. I'm going to be heading back to my home state of Raleigh for mid to end of December at least, if not a little longer. And so when you think of, somebody just did this last week on genetic blends hunts, said, are you in Vegas? And I said, yes. And she said, physically right now? And I said, yes. She said, can you go boots on the ground for me? She called me within an hour. I went boots on the ground for her. We figured out that location was wrong. We figured out the right location. We went from noon where I headed out there. By 4 o'clock, I was back home. By 4:45, I'm like, Mike, I'm going. And he goes, oh, you're not going without me. So if you think of that general area around Vegas, meaning anything that hits the beach, San Diego up to LA, all the way around to St. George, Utah, kind of all the way around Vegas. If it's in that area, I'll drive up to 1 day. Usually I don't like to go more than 5-6 hours because it's just not cost advantageous. For 10 grand, I might. And here's the other thing that I will do. Mike and I usually like to say that we won't keep secrets from one another, but if you're looking for a code breaker, that's really him. He doesn't necessarily tell me, oh, I cracked this for somebody or whatever. And if I go boots on the ground, I tell him where I'm going, but he doesn't usually go with me because he has more of the 9-to-5er. I have more of the flexible job. But I'm willing to go, and we'll talk offline. So anyway, and usually what happens then, and this happened on our last hunt with Mr. Clue, someone gave us a part of the cracked cipher. And we said, okay, that's going to be something that we're going to partner with you. If we develop something in a completely different state or area, it might not, but we kind of stuck to that person. It ended up being on that island. We just didn't get the exact location. So I am willing to travel. That's actually the fun part. I channel my Justin and Cynthia when I think of, I need to get boots on the ground. I have some flexibility right now for probably until end of the year, early next year. And then things are gonna, we'll see how things evolve. So I just babbled on for a while. That says, hey, I want to go boots on the ground. You want to partner? Just send some, because I do think some of these might be a foot race. If you figure out something really quick, some people really kick themselves with AGK because they didn't get out there by a couple days and they already had pictures of exactly the same spot. Shout out Randy Pishel's famous ex-roommates, the person there, and Minotaur and your sidekick GTC, a few others. Oh, Waco Joe, a few others. They were all in that area. And this is what I really hope happens with the Blackbeard hunt. Someone wins it, and it's someone that we know. I mean, I will tell you the golden ticket once Bobby won, it's like, oh, they're legitimately giving out prizes, which says something to me. So anyway, yes, and the only GPS is allowed is decimal degrees. There you go.
Well, the other thing is, here's the dilemma, and I think David Seal even talked about this. He said, so you get the book, you crack it, you know right where it is, but it's on the other side of the country, or it's 5 hours away from you. What do? Do you jump in the car and risk missing it, or do you contact somebody that you know is right there to get it and you work out a deal? So all I can say, in my opinion, if I get the great U.S. treasure hunt tonight and I'm like, oh, this is in New York City, this is in Central Park, it's just, the Balto statue in Central Park. Watch that be one they use. The Balto statue in Central Park. Well, I'm not going to get out there in time. If I cracked it this easy, I know other people did. I'm going to put out the blast. But see, I don't want to tell people it's in New York, right? I don't want to contact somebody that I know and says, I know it's there, because then they're going to buy it. So this is what you do, in my opinion. You get on Facebook, you come on our show, you come on all the YouTubes, and you say, I know where one is. Email me where you live, city and state. And I'm going to pick the person that's closest to the area where I need them to go to. That way you're not giving up any info. Does that make sense, kpro? What do you think? And then you pick based on the responses of who you want to go and who you do the split with and all that fun stuff.
So in my opinion, that's an interesting way to do it, but not exactly how I would do it. How I would do it is I would say, like, if somebody contacted me and said, I think I have one and I think I know the location, my answer to them would be, tell me the general area, part of the state, and I can tell you if I know someone personally there. Like if they said Oregon, I would say Dustin White. I mean, Dustin and Deidre are just, in my opinion, honest people. If they said Colorado, I would be saying Amy. She, in my opinion, is an honest, like somebody that wouldn't, not saying that other people I don't know aren't on it, but there's, if they said West Virginia, I would say Bob, AJ Rim. There's probably 20, 30, 40, 50 searchers that I would say, here's the people that I don't believe will shyster you or take it and steal it or whatever. These are people I know. Now, if they say, well, and Holy's very close. So I also say Holy or Bobby. But if they say, do you know somebody in some area I can't think of an area I don't know someone well enough, then maybe do what you're saying. But I think there's a different, there's 10 searchers in Vegas. There's some that I would just say beforehand. And it's not only the ability to trust them, but also get out there, be able to do a thorough search, that sort of thing. So that's just my opinion. That's how I would do it. So I would not be doing a shout out to everyone in the world. Like, hey, anybody live in Texas?
Like that's not what I said though.
Okay. What'd you say?
I said, don't do that. Don't give away the state. Simply come out and say, I know where one of these is located. I can't get to it. So if you're interested in going boots on the ground for 10%, 20%, email me at this email. And I go through all the emails to see where people are responding, and I pick the one that's closest. That way you're not giving away anything. Yeah, that's just way you can do it.
On Bass Hunt, it was really interesting. And I think US Treasure Hunt, Dustin, has started a thread or a posting that says, hey, everybody, where do you live in case somebody needs? So the person that was on the Bass Hunt, she didn't know who I was. And I didn't know that until about halfway in. I said, I really want to video this. And she said, what do you want to video it for? And I said, our YouTube channel. She goes, you have a YouTube channel? I said, how did you find me? She goes, oh, on the Facebook group. You said you were in Vegas right now. And then when we won the hunt, she goes, what do you want to go by? I said, well, put kpro Cowlazars. She goes, what is that? And I just laughed. And so I think maybe something similar. We should have kind of a, I don't know. Yeah.
And breaking news. Some people may not realize, our friend Joshua Pritchett, sixtreasuresfilm.com, says coming 11/20/20, yet another one in November. November 20th is just next weekend, is next Friday. So we've got them coming left, right for the month of November. November is definitely a good month for the treasure hunting amusement park. That's awesome. And you know what? I invite anybody out there. Season 1 is coming. It's a treasure hunt, enough said. So this is sixtreasuresfilm.com. I don't have details on this. You guys go check it out. But definitely on by next Saturday, maybe Joshua will come on and we can ask him some questions about it. We've got a couple people that want to come on, so we're going to have to work all this out. But I would invite everybody out there that has participated in all these treasure hunts, make your own. Even if it's a popcorn hunt, even if it's a short YouTube video like Niamo Spec, just make your own. Come up with a creative, inventive prize. It doesn't have to be gold. It doesn't have to be $10,000. But just create, something fun. And I plan on, after our grand adventure is done, I plan on doing some short ones. kpro doesn't even know about them yet. I plan on doing some short ones for fun. So, yeah.
Sure. You can get the time to do that. Okay. So here's somebody not to partner up with, even though I do think he would be trustworthy. Randy says, don't call me. I would step on my grandma for a silver dime. That's the kind of person you want. You want them to knock over children and steal from their grandmothers to get boots on the ground. Somebody who's been an originator, I think, has such a unique experience, exactly like Mike was saying. Yes, Casey Ma as well, Oregon. So just know in general, there's lots of people people everywhere. And you may want to just email us and say, do you have someone on the down low that's from this area? We have connected searchers as well. And we're willing to do that. So anyway, that's, I think the U.S. treasure hunt, if I were to guess, is going to absolutely be a partnership. There's going to be a partnership somewhere there of somebody who solved one but didn't get to that part of the state, and that's, or a country. And that's what happened on the red herring hunt of genetic blends. People started that as well. So anyway, and I won't say I know everybody. I'll just say I know enough people that if you want me to be helpful and a resource, that's one of the things that Mike and I do, and we'll keep it private. So anyway, I got knocked down by a treasure hunter when I was a kid, kpro, and now look at me. Yeah, see, we're all scarred for life. We're all wild and crazy people. 1 hour and we're not even nervous. So that means David from the great U.S. treasure hunt already is thrown up. He feels better. And he's saying, you guys can't crack this. Do you hear him? He's laughing at us. Let's have it cracked by tomorrow morning, guys. All night Zoom.
At least one
all night Zoom. All night Zoom.
I gotta work in the morning. Sounds like David Steele's thrown the gauntlet down, and we all say challenge accepted. So if you have not pre-ordered, get on Amazon, look up the Great U.S. Treasure Hunt. $7.77. I spend more than that at Taco Bell, for God's sakes. So that's pretty awesome. And if you are lucky enough to be in the city where one of these things are, and you actually buy it and solve it, wouldn't that be great? But yeah, so what is the split? So let's say somebody we know. He says
David said he didn't say that. I know, and that's what I do, David. David, your humor and my humor, I hope you see as alike, and you just go, who the hell is this woman? I know you didn't say that. And this is the fun of things. He's now a little nervous. I love it. David, you're fun. We're gonna
Huli says she just pre-ordered for the second time. Everybody buy a second copy. And while you're doing it, buy the Beacon Star. 2 awesome treasure hunting books for $15. Come on. I can spend $15 at Taco Bell also, by the way. I'm just saying.
Michael, we have less than 80 days until the wedding. There is no Taco Bell happening ever for 80 days. I don't know what you mean. Yes, and Bobby D is up for the challenge. You know what? I'm spending the night with Bobby. How do you like that? Hey, fiance, I am spending the night with Bobby, and it's going to be a blast. I think this is going to be fun to go and just have a all night Zoom for you as an old hat. Amy's exactly right. Like Bobby he's the man, and brilliant.
Wow, great U.S. treasure hunt says, I just ate creamed corn from Rudy's. Tactical error. Rudy's must be a Texas thing because I've never heard of Rudy's. But anyway, so let's discuss that. I get the great U.S. treasure hunt. Or no, actually, somebody else gets a great U.S. treasure hunt. Somebody on the East Coast. They know it's in Vegas. They know right where it is. They call kpro. They say, hey, go get it and we'll split it. What's the acceptable split? For you to do a boots on the ground and pick up the item, what's acceptable? And I'm just wondering from the chat what they think. Is it 10%? That's $1,000. I will drive 3 hours for $1,000 if somebody tells me exactly where to go and, look for this bottle cap behind this statue. $1,000, but do you guys think that's too much or not enough? What do you think, kpro?
Well, let me give you the example. So we have this woman, her name's Jen, contacts me for the genetic blend hunt. It had a root or a gemstone, and it had 2 pieces of artwork with it. One was a rock, one was the artwork. She said to me, I think I know where it is. I don't have an exact spot yet. Would you go? Her spot happened to be 4 miles from my house. Mike's house, I should say. Sorry, it's a little slip there. And so I just said, why don't let's see how easy it is to find. I'm not even going to determine parameters because I just want a day out. So I actually told her, you don't need to give me anything. I'm just going to do a day out. I spent the entire day there, or 4 hours there, didn't find anything. I came up with the final spot. Go ahead, Mike.
Which was the wrong location, everybody.
It was the wrong location. I said to her, with there was a part that says butterflies and flowers that you can stand under. I said, that sounds like Centennial Park. And she goes, Centennial, there was a clue in there of 100 years. She's like, that's it. And then she said to me, this was really interesting. She said to me, are we still partners? And I said, yes. And she goes, but I gave you the wrong park. I said, without going into that, I didn't even have it on my radar that it was Vegas yet. So I said yes. So she asked me, what would you like to split it then? I got the jewel, and that's what she offered me at the offset to even go out. I got the jewel, she got the artwork. That was what she was really focused on. So I give that as a parameter of, I think when you're working with good people, you guys work it out. I would say if it's an exact spot, I think $1,000 would be reasonable. Maybe a little more, maybe a little. I mean, there's a difference between me going 4 miles or going 5 hours each way. So I think it depends on where it ends up being. And when you get there, is it the exact spot? Or is it some, oh, it's a different park. And now I spent 4 different days. I had admission costs for one of the places. I had to take Mike back out. I had to take D-Pro out twice. I spent probably 20, 30 hours on it. So yeah, could be. Oh, that's not nice.
Consideration. If you figured it out, do you tell the person you want to go boots on the ground? How do you go like, look at the story, and this is so they know you're right? Or do you just tell them, go look behind the statue over here that you live by? I mean, do you actually give them the solve? I guess not. You know, those are the things you got to come up with when you try and strike a bargain like this. But to me,
I would give everything. I'm not going out. When Jen called me, I wouldn't have gone out without some of her details. I'm like, tell me. It's kind of like the Forrest Fenn hunt. Somebody just emailed me today, and I'm sorry if this is you. I'm going to try not to be sarcastic. They're like, I have the right solve because there's this rock, and it was a really important rock to them and all that. And I just said, do you have any other confirmation? And they're like, no, but the rock is so beautiful. And I get it. The rock was beautiful. I need something more to go out on. So I've been asked to go out maybe 10 or 15 times. So I'm at the point now that maybe it all depends on you. Are you sitting at home really upset because of COVID and you need a day out? Go and not worry about it. It's kind of like if you're negotiating documentary, finalizing documentaries or getting into a film situation, what's your ultimate goal? And I'm going to give credit to Justin Posey here. I talked to him when we were at our Operation Nook, and I said, what do you negotiate for money? And what do you negotiate for this and that? And he said, what's your goal? When your goal is, we just like it on Netflix, that's a very different thing than I want the money. So on this one, is it the money? I think part of it is the money, but part of it is going to be the adventure, the bragging rights. If you know it's in the area, you can't figure it out. I don't know. I'm giving you the long-winded answer of it all depends on you and the situation. I have found, though, good people take care of themselves, and it just works out at the end of the day. That's just my opinion.
Yeah. So if anybody out there is volunteering, put your city and state in the chat right now, and at least people will remember and go, holy cow, there's one there. And then reach out to us because we know who most of these people's emails are. But anyway, I'm just saying, me and kpro, if you want, could try and put you in touch with somebody in the right area. But again, there's that line. So yeah, but first thing, we got to get the PDF. Second thing is we got to start solving. So first things first. We'll see. Will one be solved by this weekend, by Sunday?
Well, and in 3 weeks for a while, I'm going to be in Raleigh. So, and those of you, I know the Golden Ticket said they put one near my home. That's not my home anymore, but they put it near my home in Cary as kind of a funny little jab. I'm not in Cary anymore. So if you could put it more near the airport, U.S. Treasure Hunt, I would appreciate that. So it's going to be more near Raleigh. If I get to order that, because it seems like my home is somehow a fixture for some people.
Gonna go digging for Theodosia while you're over there, are you?
Theodosia is dead to me.
Yeah, that one seems impossible. That's for sure.
I do have to say, if I was able to travel with my metal detector, you guys remember Sassy 1962? Sassy had a pretty clever one that I would, just out of respect for Sassy, the cleverness of the solve, I'd probably go out and do, but I'm not going to be with shovel and metal detector at this point. And I think she's probably already partnered with somebody. So no, I've moved on from the Theodosia. I just don't, I'm not, I won't actively work on that hunt. I don't have that much time. It would need to be a particular exact location, and I know tons of people from that area. You guys know Carter. I know Bill. There's a couple people, and literally they helped a single lady trying to get out to the love of her life in Vegas. And they they move things that I didn't even think were possible. Oh my gosh, those guys help me out so much. My search friends help me out in a way that my life's changed because of my search friends. So anyway, yeah. So, and again, we know so many people, but I'm hoping, here's my hope of all hopes. This is a couple that starts in California, and he says it's not in California. He didn't say it wasn't in Nevada, and they come to Vegas. The first one has to be in Vegas. Chapter 1 has to be in Vegas. Thank you, David. So I don't have to travel very far. I'm hoping by the end of the night. I'm not going to have too many drinks tonight. I'm not going to have any more. I'm moving to water because I'm going to be driving in the next hour.
It could be in Henderson. We'll let you go that far out, but we'll see. It's funny because he says the introduction is codes, ciphers, and what was the other one? Codes, ciphers, and clues. But I wonder if that methodology is one of the ones that we use, or are they giving examples and are not listing what's actually used in the other three? We'll just have to see. It's an homage.
Yeah, and I think that, okay, Amy says something funny because I think that chapter 2 is going to be for Star Wars people, like they're going to geek out. And I think chapter 3 for the Forrest Fenn hunters are going to laugh and irony, and probably somebody's going to get sensitive. If I were to guess, someone's going to get sensitive. So that's just me. I think it's going to be hilarious. So
should we just stay live the next 45 minutes and see if this thing comes out, or should we get off right now and have the Zoom ready for in 45 minutes? What do you think, kpro?
I personally don't think we should be live when the book comes out, because we will be tempted to put the book details out. For those of you that were a part of the box 1 video, we already have someone saying you gave it all away. People are now not buying this. Why would you do this to Neil Patrick? Blah, blah, blah. And it's like, we didn't even give away that much. I feel on this one, I think it's going to be a Zoomer. I think most of these hunts are going to be solved by Zoomers, but it's totally up to, I defer. I love, honor, and obey. Whatever you need, honey.
Well, let's leave it up to the chat. If we could get 50 thumbs up, we only have 15 right now. We have 5 thumbs down. Wah, wah, wah. If we could get 50 thumbs up in the next 5 minutes, we'll just stay live. Now, that doesn't mean we're staying live after it comes out. You know what I'm saying? But we'll stay live to see if it is released at 9 o'clock. But it's got to be 50 people, 50. I don't think a lot of people are not signed in when they watch. I think that's the problem why they can't thumbs up, because they're not signed in. Sign into YouTube and subscribe. That's what you need to do. But all right, we'll see.
Which some people say, how do you sign into YouTube? You just get a Gmail. That's all you have to do. Because for silly people like me, I didn't know what that meant at all. So it just showed up in my Kindle. Is that what? you know, see, Bobby says, let's Zoom it. Beacon Star pre-Zoom. See, I just personally think I don't want to. Well, you know what? Why not? This might be unfair, so I don't want to say this, but what does U.S. Treasure Hunt think? Would he want part of it being shown?
Well, no, to be clear, if it comes out in 45 minutes, we're not showing any of it.
Sorry, hold on.
If it comes out in 45 minutes, we're not showing any of it. That's not what I'm talking about. So Great U.S. Treasure Hunt says, if you do Zoom it, just talk about the book. Don't try to solve it on the fly. Super, really. Don't risk throwing out an idea someone else solves it with. That's true. Somebody else could take your idea and actually figure it out. That is the risk of Zooms of a group collaboration.
No, and I say the opposite. In my opinion, Beacon Star sat out there for how many years, and those Zooms have broken some things loose. And I do have to say, on the first day, it's a little hard. You're coming in a unique time, David. So it is one of those that it's kind of, I get what you're saying. I am one that loves what Amy just said at the beginning of her show, that aha moment. Even though the aha moment, when you go boots on the ground and you try to find the spot, that there is an adrenaline rush there that you don't get anywhere else. Yeah, I know I use AOL. You guys stop hating. I'm not saying I'm tech savvy. That's what I'm marrying into. Some people marry for money. I marry for, well, the huge house that Chaseopoly built, but I also marry in for the technology. Yeah, the tech guy. I mean, I don't even know how to pay bills. Oh, Mike, I got a bill to pay and I can't figure out how. I got to talk to you about that. No,
again.
I did, and I said today I had to, or I'm going to be in big trouble. I'm in big trouble. I'm in big trouble.
All right, we're at 35 thumbs up. Another 15. We'll see how it goes. And Great U.S. Treasure Hunt says there'll be no years in this treasure hunt. We're throwing clues out every 30 days is what I saw. Every 30 days they're going to give out a clue on Twitter or Facebook. So if 30 days goes by and nobody's figured out one, then yeah, maybe we deserve a clue. We'll see. And then he says, AOL, did you get software on CD down at the post office? You know, in my mom's basement, I got a stack of those CDs that they would hand out back in the day. AOL, Net Zero, Yahoo. That stuff, it's all in the plastic still. All the
Wait, so you know what I did? So I used to own a little winery. And if you hang the CDs by a string and you let them like twist in the wind, that deters birds from coming and eating your grapes. So I used to go to the post office and get all those CDs and bring them to my winery and have them, all the CDs hung. I don't know if I should have said that, but I just want you to know that's what I use CDs for. Okay, Randy, if that's your real name, what's his email address? Let's give it to everybody because I know it wasn't what you put earlier. Come on, let's do it. I don't mind that I'm not great at those old CDs. Make great craft projects. See, see, now look what you guys did. You scared Mike away, guys.
I'm back.
Okay. No, I think, and I do have to say, if I was David right now, because I have been in his shoes now a couple times, the biggest concern is not that it's going to go a year because you're going to be giving out hints. The biggest concern is by morning, and this happened on Jenny's hunt. By morning, 3 of them are solved. 3 of them, people have the proxy item. That would be worst case scenario in my mind because, and I don't think it's likely, but that's the worst case scenario. I bought, Jenny Kyle did a set of hunts and I bought like, it was 1 for $5 or 3 for $12. So I bought all 3. Genetic blend before I could get home from work, had them solved each day. It was like worst case scenario. I was like, I can't buy into anymore. If I buy into anymore, I'm going to be in trouble. So I don't, cat lady. What does that mean? Cat lady. I don't know. That's probably a reference to a movie. Oh, we lost, you guys upset Mike. I don't know what you did. Yeah. So what does cat lady mean? Okay. I don't know what that means. Okay. So I do have to say, I do like the idea of the Zooms because also there's some people that don't say a lot, but they say a little bit, and that can just help you one way or another. But doing it on day one, it's interesting because I think the Forrest Fenn amusement park ride shutting down has changed everything. We're now in a new place. We're now in a new place of these Zooms, people sharing, people teaming up, genetic blends. Treasure hunt, I think, showed the amount of team ups that were happening. Some people love it. Some people hate it. I would just be nervous if I was David. Not the amount of people. The Zooms people share a lot more than I think even forums or anything else that's public. Because if you're in there, we had about, I don't know, I think our top number one night was about 45 when we were discussing AGK. I don't know because that one was solved. Christian had actually emailed him the spot the first week. So I don't know if the Zooms helped or not, but I know the Zooms helped some of the people that finally got to that location. So Jeff and I literally each have a bag packed and we are ready to meet the first winner at the location if we can get there in time. If they say it in that city overnight, boom. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I had to get some aspirin. I got like a major headache. The pressure, it's too much pressure with all these treasure hunts. It's hurting my head. Hey, JBR Princess. 39. Yeah, I mean, we can stay live. It's up to you, kpro. Unless we want to take a power nap. That's what Amy said. Power nap before 9 o'clock when it comes out.
Yeah, like I told you a little earlier, I had one of those margaritas, and I do have to say it was about 20 minutes before the show, and Mike found me laying down in bed out, and he's like, do you want to go on live? I'm like, I'm fine.
What I said was, let's just go live from the bed upstairs. We just hold the camera up. We're laying there like Yoko Ono and John Lennon. Like, hey, everybody, it's a treasure hunt amusement park.
You did say that, and that is not something you need to share, especially as my daughter walks by. Shame on you. Shame on. I know you didn't mean it like that, but still, it sounds creepy. Sounding creepy is just as bad as being creepy. Sounds creepy.
All right. Well, you want to wrap it up then? And
Yeah.
anybody, echo, Tom, Becky, anybody? What book? Anyway, anybody, if you actually solve one, we're not going to steal U.S. Treasure Hunt's thunder, but come on the show and tell us how you got there. You know what I mean? Talk to them and get your money, but then come on the show and talk about it for sure. Pretty awesome. Great U.S. Treasure Hunt says 43 pages, 8.5 by 11, and I think it's 11-point font. All right. He's giving us all the details. It's on us now.
But wait, what are the margins? Are they 1-inch margins, 1.5, half inch? That makes a huge no. I'm just kidding. No, that actually divide that up. It's going to be about 10 pages of a 8.5 by 11. I can say as an academic, I read that as the precursor to a study. So I'm excited. Yeah, this is 40 minutes. You know what? Why don't we go off and why don't we come back in about 35 minutes and see if it happens?
You mean live or just Zoom?
Yeah. No, live.
Go back live. That's true. Well, here, I'll show you guys. I'm ready. This is what I got in my Kindle library. What about you guys? Look at it. I got Three Men in the Tub. That's Mr. Randy Pischel. I got AGKs. I got the Codex, Douglas Preston. Presto, how Penn Jillette made 150 pounds disappear. Map of the Dead was a treasure hunt back in the day. Dustin and Deidre came in second. Breakfast Tea and Bourbon, Coy won $50,000. Endgame, these were all treasure hunts that some guy from Mexico won the first one. Then it kind of fell apart. But that gold was at Caesars on display. Title to the Gold, Finding Forrest Fenn's Clues and Answers. I think somebody sent me that one. That's probably 4 years old. I don't know what these are. These they gave for free, and I have no idea what these other ones are. But Managing Magic is about UFOs, UFO disclosure in the government, which is kind of a weird book. So let me hit refresh. So at 9 p.m., I'll be hitting refresh, seeing if it pops in, everybody. sixtreasures.com. Okay. Yeah, let's end it, and maybe we'll go live again. And
and the reason for that as well is I need you to buy mine, or I need you to help me figure out how to buy mine.
So much for the power nap. But okay, we'll figure it out. I don't know if I can buy it and put it on 2 devices. That's what I got.
I didn't know if you knew that was your outside voice. You said, "Oh Lord." Did you know that you said that?
Yeah.
Did you know that you said, "Oh Lord"?
Whenever there's a login involved with kpro, it turns into an ordeal. She doesn't know. There's no idea. But it's just you do a reset password, right? That's all we got to do. All right, we'll figure it out. All right, everybody. We'll probably see you in 40 minutes. If we don't go live for some reason, we will set up the Zoom. So remember, Grand Adventure next Thursday, $25 to the PayPal account. That's going to be a lot of fun. And that is what the private Zoom will be for next Thursday, only for the people who have purchased the Grand Adventure. And that's the only time we're going to do that, just for that. Okay, we'll see you guys next time. Good luck. Hopefully it comes out in 38 minutes.
See you soon.
All right.